Can't stop this feeling, can't stop. One look from you when I get high, can't stop this feeling. Hello, here
Hello,
we go.
Nina.
Hi,
Finally.
Tavi. Finally, after hours.
After hours, sorry. It's not my
Yes,
fault.
we had a technical problem, but now we got it. Perfect. Hi.
Uh, Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this honor because for me it's an honor, but not only for me, but especially for eurodance fans that expecting this to see you live.
Thank you for your invitation. Thank you.
Nina, I have
Yes.
some really questions for you.
Yeah?
Uh, the questions are coming from your fans also
Yes.
because the fans requested this and a friend of mine pushed me to do this.
Perfect.
So
So go on.
I will go.
Yes.
First, for some people that are new here and watching our broadcast, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Nina. Maybe you know me from the 90s, 1995. But before we had Captain Hollywood Project, I'm the original voice of More and More and Only With You, 1992, a long time ago. And for the Eurodance fans, I'm sure they know Captain Hollywood Project. One of the favorite songs was More and More. And right after, I started the solo career with Nina, and maybe there are some people who know the reason is you and Dare and Until All Your Dreams Come True. That's me. So here we
Okay.
go.
Nina, how did you start your music career? Was Captain Hollywood your first project?
There was the first project exactly. I started when I was 17. I did a lot of music and I always thought, oh my God, where can I find the right producer? And I thought I have to move to another city, to a much bigger city or whatever. And the funny and exciting thing was that just around the corner, there
Mm-hmm.
was Nosie Katzmann. He lived just up the road and very close to me. And we shared some friends together. And so some of my friends said, well, we know Nosie Katzmann, and he's always trying to find new voices. Come over and make a session. And so we did a session. And the first project, the first offer for me was Captain Hollywood Project. And that was a studio project. This is part of the answer why I
Okay.
wasn't on stage with Captain Hollywood Project, because it was a studio project. And while I was singing the song and we were in the studio, we all thought, okay, this is a melody which goes to your mind and stays in your mind. So nobody expected it to become a number one, but we were in the studio all having a good feeling like, this has a potential. And so that happened. Yeah, that was the start.
But even now, your songs, because you, let's say it, let's be honest, you are the
Yes,
voice who launched this project, and even now, the melody you can hear it on radio all over
yeah,
the world, and have
that's true.
that flavor of the 90s.
Yes, yes, it's true. Um, yes, but at this time, it was a studio project, and the manager of Tony Don Harrison, which is the main singer of Captain Hollywood Project, a rapper, I think she didn't want two main singers, because when she saw, okay, I'm also not a very shy person. I have a kind of personality. I think there was this kind of jealousy in the project. So, oh well, but I managed just him, and not her. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that was really the answer, that we never had live gigs together, and there was never the question of two singers. It's true.
Okay.
It's the melody of that song, which plays an important role. That's true. But yes, we had a lot of confrontations at that time, and many people in school, because I still was in school, asked me, "But Nina, we see another singer, and and are you the voice of Captain Holly? And I had to answer that for million of times till I was totally, you know, like, oh God, yes, I am the singer, because I know I sang the song, and it was quite a complicated time. But yes, it's like Milli Vanilli, and, you know,
Yes,
same
true, true.
thing, same thing. And it wasn't easy, and I didn't like it, but that was the beginning, you know. And right after, the record company came to me and offered me a solo contract under my own name. And so Captain Hollywood Project and me, we had a lot of several gigs on the same stage. They performed and I performed, and that was also quite weird, yeah. But
Yeah.
it was
It's
it
like
was the way it was.
it's like in the case of Sandy Chambers, if you know, I don't know if you know her, because she
Yeah.
was involved in Corona project, and parallel he had the W and
Yes.
performed parallel. It's like exactly like you.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Another question that I have for you is
Yes.
with Intermission. Honesty is the single after Captain Hollywood.
Intermission is another project, and they asked me to do Honesty, yeah. But it also it is a project, you know, because it has nothing to do with Nina in that case, because this was my own way. But I was always open for projects, and I'm still open for projects. So that
Okay.
just followed after Captain Hollywood Project. There was Intermission, yeah,
It was
exactly.
Intermission. So it's the
Yes,
only song with Intermission.
yes, yes.
Another question that the fans are keep saying, why we don't find pictures and videos with you?
Yes, I did answer that already, because you find a lot of pictures and videos with Nina, but not with Captain Hollywood, because this was a studio project. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it true that for your album there, big names like Kim Sanders, Peter Graeber, and Doc
Yes.
Laurent were involved?
Yes, of course. They were producing, they were writing the lyrics. They did the background vocals, for example, Kim Sanders. She's a friend of mine. She Didn't Really Mean It. And she did the backing vocals of Love You Up. She wrote Mind Over Matter, especially Doug Laurent. He's also a good friend of mine. He produced several numbers, and Peter Graeber did the remix of Dare on the Dare album. And yes, so you can see that was a corner here in Germany. We were all very close to each other. And so there was Nosie, Peter Graeber, Kim Sanders, Frank Bülow, and they were all part of the team, you know.
Their album is, let's see, it's a more mature album. It's different. It's more Nina.
Which one?
There, that you
Dare.
release. Yes, because
It's a
not so
long,
many, no, not so many Eurodance tracks. So a few more ballad and more
yes, it's true.
romantic,
Yeah,
more
it's true.
romantic of Nina.
It's very mixed up, and I think the reason for that was that Nosie started, and we were much more Eurodance than later. Later, the record company decided to take another producer like Dieter Falk, and so we went into another direction. So we have totally different songs on the album, like ballads and pop songs, and also Can't Stop This Feeling is a kind of Motown. We recorded it in Munich with Dieter Falk and Jürgen Koppers, and he did produce Donna Summer, for example, a very big name with, so it's totally another team. But I didn't decide that. That decided the record company. And so we had a mix of pop, Eurodance, ballads, and kind of different styles.
How was this period of Corona for you?
Honestly,
Yes.
honestly, I think I'm in the middle of the process. Right at the beginning, because I just moved to another flat, I was totally a kind of shock. You know, I was
Mm-hmm.
very happy that we were in Germany, especially if you have seen other countries with the lockdown. I
Yes.
was very happy that I could go in front of the door, could go in the nature, in the forest, also with my children, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm the entertainer of my children. So I have a big responsibility with
Yes.
homeschooling and all that things. And I think it was a hard time, but on the other hand, I always thought, okay, stay positive, and read a good book, listen to good music,
True. True.
try to think positive. Because if you go in this subject, it's not very, you know, it's not a good subject. You get depressive, you know.
Really,
so
really. Yes.
so I really thought, okay, calm down, there will be better times, and try to make the best out of it. But there were days I really thought, wow, I can't believe that this is happening to all of us. Yeah, I think everybody had the same question. Yeah.
Right. What
Yes,
makes you happy? What makes Nina happy?
I think feeling free and being creative is most of the important points for me. If I'm by myself and I have ideas, and I can sit down and can make music or write
Mm-hmm.
lyrics or have a good evening with friends with a lot of joy. If I have good food, it can be very different. That makes me happy. If my children are happy, I'm also happy. That's also another
Okay,
point.
yes.
Yeah, and yeah, feeling free and having the chance to move something, you know, to being creative and to have ideas I can go
Mm-hmm.
for. I think this makes me happy. Yes.
Do you have any memories related to the 90s that you
Yeah,
would want to share with us?
I think I have a lot of memories, good memories of the 90s. I think especially the 90s was a
Mm-hmm.
very good time. I think it was a very good time. We had a very certain life feeling. It was different than compared to nowadays. I think politically it was different. And of course, we were 25 years younger. That
Mm-hmm.
makes
Yes.
you also, that's totally another perspective to life. Of course, we know
Mm-hmm.
that. But I think that time was different. And I think right now the people love this feeling and they try to get this feeling back, you know. And the 90s, we had so many big festivals. When I think about Paris, the dance machine, that
Mm-hmm.
was unbelievable. And Japan, Tokyo, and Nagoya was unbelievable because of the
Mm-hmm.
people. And Barcelona in Spain, 30,000 people with Scatman and other Eurodance acts. I have a lot of very, very good memories, of course.
Do you think that Viva Germany was a promoter of German dance music?
Yes, but they also were a problem because at that time they were very hard in deciding which videos they play and which videos they don't play. And the reason is you has three times we have three videos for one single because of that
Oh,
fact that Viva all the time said no, we don't play that. Next one, okay, we play that. No, this we don't play that. And that was a lot of chaos at that time. Yeah,
oh,
so Viva
yes.
was a main and certain role, important role, but they decided what they play and what they don't play. That was
And
quite
even
complicated
now
for
the
some artists.
yes, true. Especially when
Yeah.
you are German in your country.
Yes.
But
Yes.
even now, the top 40 radios are not promoting big names of German like Sandra, Bad Boys Blue. Let's see, you, Captain Hollywood. Why do you think that these radios don't want to put in their playlist this kind of music that 90?
I can't answer that. I really don't know. I think it's a certain format they always choose. And right now you can hear a lot of 90s music. Did I get you right with the question? Or
Yes.
did you ask? Yeah, I think there's a lot of 90s music. Yeah, but you also find radio stations. Yeah, maybe they don't play it in the same way others do. Yeah, so yeah.
Do you have any funny moments related to the shows or the fans?
Sorry,
Do you have any funny moments related to your
funny
shows
moments.
or fans?
I had. I had a lot of funny moments at that time, you know, but if you have to go back in your mind and to remember certain ones, it's quite complicated. I can remember when we were in the Dominican Republic with Radio Donna. It's a radio station from Belgium. And there were a lot of fans with us. And the funny, or not so funny for the fans, we were at the airport and I saw, oh my God, my passport is expired. I don't believe it.
Wow.
And everybody had to wait, and we had to go to the Botschaft, you know, in Brussels, and it was so complicated. And everybody was like, oh my God, you know, the main act, you know, wonderful. Things like that happened. But we had a very good time there, and a very, very, very funny time with all the fans from Belgium. And we made some journeys on the catamaran on the sea. And we went to some islands to have a barbecue. Of course, we started with Cuba Libre at 12 o'clock lunchtime.
Wow.
We were drunken at 2 o'clock, you know. Don't ask me what else happened. A lot of funny things, yeah.
So from you answer to the next question, you are into the 90s.
Yes. I was totally in the 90s. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
Tell me about, because I read your biography on Eurocar DJ, and about Tomorrow is Yesterday.
Tomorrow's Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be released on that album from 2003, and why it was not released?
Yeah, Tomorrow's Yesterday is also a project because I didn't want to do it under Nina. I just wanted to do it under DeLorean. But then Chris Hülsbeck released it. I gave him this title, Tomorrow's Yesterday, but I wrote the title, Tomorrow's Yesterday. And as you can see, there's a long time between. It's 2003. And so it was just into the middle of, you know, of the way of the process. So I could do something, okay, maybe I don't do it under the name Nina, but under DeLorean, yeah? So you can find different versions, and I don't like each version. I don't like each version, yeah.
You answer also to the next question. With who do you like to make a duet?
If I think about male singers, I think about Amos Lee. I love his voice. I've seen him several times live. I really love him. Ed Sheeran. I like Ed Sheeran, yes. Tina Dico, for example, I would love. Sarah McLachlan. There are a lot of female and male singers. I'm totally open. You could start any duet with me.
Yes. Tell me about the Muse project. This project still exists?
Yes, Muse is just a title of an album. This is not a project. This is the title of an album. Because I always love to do jazz music and a lot of blues and soul. And at that time, I really love to do the chanson also, because I was totally into Marianne Faithfull and Kurt Weill and Brecht. So I did a lot of things from her, from Marianne Faithfull and Marlene Dietrich. I was just in the mood to do it. And that's what I meant, what makes me happy, feeling free to do the things I want to do. So this is just an album title, you know, not a project.
Not a project, okay. Thank you for clarifying this. Tell me about the project 1012 that you sent me a demo. Yes.
Genau, 1012 is totally new. I met Daniel Rohr 2016, and he's coming from the design part and design corner, and we had very similar ideas and perspectives about our society, about subjects, about digital and analog things in our society. And we started being creative instinctively. We just started. And I think the most important point nowadays is moving out of an instinct and not to think about too much, you know, do this. Is there anybody who likes that? Or is there anybody who wants something else? I think we are old enough now. I'm 45 years old. I'm not 20 years old.
Young.
Totally young, yes. And I think I have the right age now. to do things I want to do, you know, and this is a combination of art, because this is an art duo, 1012, Project 1012.
Mm-hmm.
It is about art, music. You will find a lot of music. I produced 168 new tracks. This is unbelievable, from 2016 till now, because this is new. I do everything by myself. Every voice, every sound, every production, everything is by myself. And so the combination is about design, music, art, and performance. Yes.
Oh, good. But will it be something released, an album or something
Oh,
like
yes.
that with this
Oh,
project?
yes. Yes, yes.
When?
We are in the middle of right now we work on the homepage that you can also order the music. You will have vinyl and CD. You can have downloads of all the tracks. You will see video projects of design objects where I compose the music to go to another level, to make this, to emotionalize a certain design object. So you can find different parts on Project 1012, but also separated, you can buy the music. And this is quite interesting because it's crazy stuff, it's film music, it's totally mixed up. Yeah, it's totally mixed up. But I'm looking forward to, and we're in the middle of this construction of the website that you can find everything. Yes.
I can wait to see that.
Yes, me too.
You already answered to the next question. I was performing in RD soap opera Verboten Liebe.
Yeah, this is a marketing structure of the record company. That's typical. That was always at that time the same thing. The record company tries to make promotion and to put the songs in the right spots, or in, for example, Verbotene Liebe, exactly. And so I did perform Can't Stop This Feeling. For me, it was quite interesting, but not very special, you know. It was performing the song. I did performed it a lot of times. And before, I also played small roles on TV. So it was not a new experience being on TV, or, yes, you know what I mean, performing there, yes. But it was, at that time, it was a promotion point, you know. Yeah.
Nina, my last question, and then we go to the fans questions.
Yes, yes.
Are you planning to go to the Voice of Germany?
You know, I was I had an invitation 4 times of the Voice of Germany. I was the first who was asked 2011, before Germany started, and they asked me to go to the Voice of Germany, and I was thinking about that, if I should do that. But my second child was born, and he was very, very small. And then I was reading all these contracts, and I thought, oh my God, if I write this, if I do my signature under this contract, I have to be there several weeks. Yes. And I cannot say, well, my baby is ill, I have to take care of my child. And on the other hand, I thought, do I really want to introduce the whole family, because it's ProSieben, you know, like these typical things. Well, this is my brother and this is my mother. And oh my God, I thought, no, I think I don't need that. And on the other hand, there were many friends and producers who said, but it's quite interesting for you. Maybe you can go through the door and another door opens. It's, you know, things like that. And I thought about it, but then I really decided. They asked me 3 or 4 times, but I said, well, ask Kim Sanders, go on, ask Kim Sanders. And they asked Kim Sanders, and she went to the Voice of Germany, and she was number 2. So that was the story of Voice of Germany. Yeah.
Nina, let's ask you the question that I have from your fans. Already you answered to Martin to 2 questions. The other question is, do you have any plans to do We Love 90s concert?
Yes, I think if there would come up somebody who asked me to go to the 90s concerts, I would do that, of course. Just go on, you know.
Okay.
I would do that. So let's see if somebody asks me. Yeah. Yes, of course I would do that.
Hakim is asking that many Eurodance artists are releasing nowadays tracks. When are you releasing new dance tracks also?
That's a good question. I think one of the most important projects right now will be Project 1012. On the other hand, I thought about releasing some Eurodance tracks. I could think about 2 or 3 certain producers. I could do that. And this is what I will do in the next weeks. I would think about that, if that makes sense, and if this would be something for the fans. And still, it's a nice feeling to see that I still have many fans who are waiting for new tracks. And I think because of that reason, I really could think about to release Eurodance tracks.
Me too.
Yes.
I mean, I'm anxious to see news from your part, musical speaking, and
Yes.
why not to watch
why not? Yeah.
on stage?
Yes. Why not? Exactly. Yeah.
Another question, I don't know, it's Moon Floated. It's asking if Captain Hollywood song, All I Want Is Your Voice on it.
No, it's not. I did just more and more only with you. And All I Want, I think this is from Petra Speigal, if I'm right. Yeah. But it's not for me. No, it's not.
And Igor has 2 questions for you. When an album in style of Eurodance or modern pop? If you have
Say it again, sorry.
Could you imagine recording a new album in Eurodance style or in modern pop?
Yes, I could imagine. Yeah, but it depends on the producer. I have to find the right producer, you know. I couldn't do that just because I think, well, the 90s are back, let's do something. It has to make sense, you know. It has to be the right producer, and it has to be a very good mix. We cannot go 20 years back in our times and to do some Eurodance tracks, you know. I think we really have to think about that. What kind of sounds, what kind of combination would be interesting, yeah? Only Eurodance, I think that's not the point. Maybe it could be Eurodance, but some R&B or some pop things could be on the tracks or on the album. I think that depends on the producer. That's what I said. I'm too old now. Yeah, yes, I'm too old. In that case, to say, well, okay, come on, let's produce something. It has to make sense. That's the point. It has to make sense, and it has to fit to me. I'm not doing anything which doesn't fit to me as with my personality, you know. I think that's the point. Yes,
I understand. Yeah. And are you performing with this project that you release with Muse live gigs? If you do, where I can find the tickets? Igor also asked about this question.
Yeah, but Igor asked about the jazz concerts. And you have to go online. You have to put the name and to see if he can find something, because the locations are always different, you know? So if you really would like, if you really would like to come to a concert, which would be great, but right now, all the concerts are canceled to the end of the year. So if we have new dates, then you will find it there. You have to put in Nina Gerhard to find the places, and he will find it. Yes, and of course, it would be great. Yeah.
Yes. Nina, it was a big, big pleasure for me to talk with you.
Pleasure for me. Thank you. It was a pleasure for me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you like
have
this,
a good time.
Yes. If you like this video, please give us a like, share it, and with Nina, I hope next time. Have a nice day.
You too. Ja, dir auch. Thank you.
Tschüss.
Ciao.